Chicago, 1893. A city reborn from the ashes of the Great Fire. Now transformed into a glittering symbol of American ambition. The Chicago World's Fair promised electricity, architecture, and innovation on a scale the world had never seen. Millions of visitors poured into the city, eager to witness the future. But just a few blocks away from the fairgrounds, a young doctor named Herman Webster Mudgett, better known as H.H. Holmes, was quietly constructing a nightmare behind brick walls and a charming smile. Holmes arrived in Chicago in the early 1890s, presenting himself as a polite, well-educated physician. He purchased a pharmacy in the Englewood neighborhood, and across the street, he began building a massive three-story structure. To the public, it was simply a hotel designed to accommodate the flood of tourists expected for the World's Fair. But Holmes had something far darker in mind. He oversaw construction with obsessive secrecy, hiring and firing contractors before they could understand the building's layout. Walls were erected, torn down, and rebuilt. Staircases led nowhere. Rooms were sealed off. The final result was a labyrinth that defied logic and served a deadly purpose. Inside the building, later known as the Murder Castle, investigators would eventually discover a maze of horrors. Some rooms were airtight and fitted with gas lines Holmes could control from hidden panels. Others were soundproofed, designed to trap victims in complete isolation. There were doors that locked only from the outside, hallways that looped back into themselves, and secret passages that allowed Holmes to move unseen. In the center of the building, a large chute dropped straight to the basement, where Holmes kept surgical tables, vats of acid, quicklime pits, and a crematorium. It was a factory of death, disguised as a hotel. Holmes used his charm to lure young women to Chicago. Many came seeking work, independence, or adventure during the excitement of the World's Fair. Holmes offered them jobs in his pharmacy, positions as secretaries, or rooms in his hotel. He promised stability, kindness, and opportunity. But once inside the castle, many were never seen again. Holmes manipulated his victims with ease, often convincing them to sign over property, life insurance policies, or financial control. His crimes blended fraud, seduction, and murder into a single, calculated operation. One of the most tragic stories involved Minnie Williams, a young woman who inherited valuable property in Texas. Holmes charmed her, gained control of her estate, and soon invited her sister, Nanny, to Chicago. On July 4, 1893, Holmes took both sisters to the World's Fair. It was supposed to be a day of celebration. Within 24 hours, both women vanished. Their fate was never fully uncovered, but investigators believed they were murdered inside the castle. Their bodies disposed of in the basement crematorium. Holmes' crimes extended far beyond Chicago. He traveled frequently, leaving behind a trail of fraud, deception, and suspicious disappearances. But his downfall began with the case of Benjamin Pitezel, a business associate Holmes had drawn into one of his insurance schemes. Holmes convinced Pitezel to fake his own death so they could collect on a $10,000 insurance policy. Instead, Holmes martyred him and attempted to claim the money himself. What Holmes didn't anticipate was the relentless determination of a Philadelphia detective named Frank Geyer. Geyer began investigating the disappearance of Pitezel's 3 children, who had last been seen in Holmes' custody. His search led him across multiple states, uncovering a chilling pattern of lies and manipulation. Holmes had moved the children from city to city, leaving behind clues that suggested a slow, calculated plan. Geyer eventually discovered the bodies of 2 of the children buried in a Toronto cellar. The third child was found in Indianapolis. The brutality of these murders shocked the nation and exposed Holmes as far more than a con artist. With Holmes arrested, investigators finally entered the murder castle. What they found inside confirmed the darkest rumors. The basement contained bones, surgical tools, and evidence of chemical disposal. Rooms upstairs showed signs of torture and confinement. The building itself seemed designed to confuse, trap, and kill. Holmes eventually confessed to 27 murders, though many believed the true number could have been far higher. Possibly dozens, even hundreds. The chaos of the World's Fair, combined with the constant flow of visitors, made it nearly impossible to determine how many people entered the castle and never came out. Holmes was executed on May 7, 1896. Witnesses reported that he remained calm, even confident, until the very end. His final words offered no remorse. After his death, the murder castle stood for several more decades, becoming a grim landmark in Chicago's history. Eventually, the building was demolished, erasing the physical structure but not the legend that surrounded it. Today, the story of H.H. Holmes remains one of the most disturbing chapters in American crime. His ability to hide a killing machine in plain sight, just steps from one of the largest celebrations of human progress, continues to fascinate and horrify. The murder castle is gone, but its legacy endures, a reminder of how charm, intelligence, and opportunity can mask unimaginable darkness. This is the File Archive, and these are the stories history tried to bury. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and consider subscribing to my channel, The File Archives.